Good morning, good morning, good morning. How you doing today, Patriot brothers and sisters? As you're jumping on, say hi. Let me know where you're watching from. If you don't say hi to me, I won't know you're there. So I won't say hi back to you. But if you say hi to me, I will try to say hi back to you. Depends on how much of a rant I get going on. It is approximately 7:40 a.m. on 9/28. Where has this year gone by? The year of the conspiracy theory coming true. Hope you're all having a great day. So today or over the weekend, and prepare yourself, brace yourself, because every weekend from here on out will be the latest scandal of Trump. Every weekend will be something new. A week or so ago, it was that Trump said military people are losers. Turns out that was a lie. Now it's a story in the Washington Times that Trump's a tax cheat. They've poured over his tax documents. How'd they get them, by the way? You see, his tax documents were forced to be given over to a prosecuting attorney in the New York area, who has been going on a rampage trying to find anything and everything that they can charge Trump with. Happens to be a Democrat, but hey, if you're jumping on, I'm going to say this again. If you're jumping on, say hi to me. Let me know you're there. And if you don't let me know you're there, then I don't know you're there, and I can't say hi to you. So anyways, hey, John, how you doing? So they got the tax documents from this attorney, it had to be leaked against the law, by the way. It'd be against the law for this to happen. But we all knew that when the courts ruled just recently that Trump had to give up his tax documents to this prosecutor, that this is what was going to happen. It had nothing to do with other than creating a story. So anyways, they got his stuff, they poured through it, and they found out that he didn't pay a lot in taxes. Oh, the shame of it. Oh, the scam of it. Oh, the disgrace of it. That some of his businesses didn't make any money. I got news for you, Jack. My businesses don't make any money either. How about that? I got something in common with Trump. But you know who else didn't make any money? Amazon didn't make money. Microsoft didn't make any money. GM didn't make any money. And our list goes on and on and on. It's a common business tactic to write off as much as you possibly can. Hey, Mark, how you doing? To not make any money so you don't have to pay. You want to minimize your tax bill as much as possible. Isn't it amazing how today you're going to turn on the news and you're going to hear Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer and Joe Biden and et cetera, bashing Trump because he didn't pay enough in taxes. And then they're going to say the mantra of tax the rich, tax the rich. We have to tax the rich. Isn't it amazing that Chuck Schumer, Nancy Pelosi, Joe Biden are all millionaires, if not billionaires? We never see their taxes. I demand to see their taxes. Where's Joe Biden's taxes? Did he report the income he got from China? I'm just wondering. But anyways, the purpose of this talk is about taxes. I want to talk to you about taxes. I want you to understand what's going on with taxes. You see, it's a total scam. When they say tax the rich, and they come out against billionaires and billionaires, Bernie Sanders used to go, we got to tax the millionaires and billionaires. But you notice in the last campaign cycle, he just said billionaires, because in the cycle before that, he became a millionaire. So now he doesn't want to tax millionaires. He only wants to tax billionaires. But it's really bullshit. The whole tax thing about taxing millionaires and billionaires is crap. Why? Because they is one. So they raise taxes. Joe Biden's tax plan wants to raise taxes on top. Notice this word. This is very important. Income earners. Top income earners. He wants to raise taxes on them so he can tax the rich, and he can tell all of his constituents and his socialist friends that he taxed the rich. Jim Rohn once said that profits are better than income. So I'm going to ask you a question. How many of you out there, by show of hands, get a W-2? Because if you get a W-2, and you make, I don't know, more than $100,000 a year combined, or right at, between you and your wife. So let's say that you're a tradesman, and you work for a union job somewhere as a tradesman, and you make $40,000 a year, and your wife is a teacher at the college and makes $50,000 a year. So you make $90,000 a year. You're rich, because when they say tax the rich, it's you they are talking about. Because if you're a Jeff Bezos, if you're a Bill Gates, if you're a Donald Trump, if you're a Nancy Pelosi, you don't have an income. Oh, Nancy Pelosi has an income. She gets her $144,000 a year that's tax paid, and she gets paid a W-2, and she pays, 30, 40, 50% tax on that. But all of her investments, all of her businesses, all of the largesse she's received since she's been in Congress, well, that's not taxed the same way. You see, profits are better than income. When they say tax the rich, they mean tax the nurse. They mean tax the fireman. They mean tax the police officer. They mean tax the school teacher. You see, because if you make 50 or 100 or 150 or 200 or 250 or 500, doesn't matter. If you make greater than $50,000 a year combined as a W-2 earner, in other words, your boss pays you and you receive a W-2, you get soaked in taxes because you have no deductions or very little deductions. You see, Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer and their ilk in Congress, Republican and Democrat, for the last 100 years, since there's been a tax, has wrote the tax code in favor of themselves so that they could take their investments and their business holdings and not pay taxes on them. But because we're a nation of rules, or a nation of laws and not men, those laws apply to anybody who can fit in those categories, such as Jeff Bezos, such as Donald Trump, such as Elon Musk. When you're a business owner, you do not get a W-2. You go through a different system. Small business guy like myself we get screwed too because we don't make enough. Let's see, the lesson to take from this is we, the people, are not being represented. That's right, absolutely. And we need to remember we need to get rid of them and put new people in. But that's a whole different video. It's okay, in my opinion, it's okay for the government to put tax loopholes in the tax code that anybody can take advantage of, and you should. Absolutely, 100%. Take advantage of it. Every one of you right now needs a side gig. You need to go out and do whatever it is you have a passion to do and create an income or at least a tax deduction doing it. Talk to a tax specialist and an attorney. I am not one. I don't even play one on TV, and I did not stay in a Holiday Inn Express last night. But the people who make the rules to soak the rich are rich, and they're not going to soak themselves. Donald Trump took advantage of the rules that those people made, and now those people are condemning Donald Trump for taking advantage of the rules that they made. That's the point of this video. Understand that when they say tax the rich, they mean tax you. The great middle. If you took the 1% top income earners in this country, and mind you, did I say income again? I did say income. Profits are better than income. Have you ever heard of a profit tax? Me neither. Think about that. But if you take the top 1% earners, whether it's profit or income, and you take that money and you tax 100% of it in a given year, it would pay for what the government spends for a couple of months. I remember watching a documentary on the History Channel, and they asked John Dillinger, why do you rob banks? And he looked at him and said, because that's where the money is. Why do they tax the middle class? Because that's where the money is. Someone once said, would you rather have 1% of 100 people's labor or 100% of your own? Now, that's a total different context, but the principle still applies. You see, if you take 1% from 100 people or 100% from one person, it's still 100%. But if you take 1% from 100 million people, whew, that's an awful lot of money. And that's where the money is. You see, these politicians, Republican, Democrats, get paid money from the rich to make the rules for the rich. Then they take the money that they take from you in taxes and buy the vote from the poor through welfare, through the earned income tax credit. And if you're in the middle, right there, you're not rich, you're not poor, you get paid on a W-2, you make 50, 100 grand a year, whatever it is, and you look at your paycheck and 30, 40, 50% of it goes to the government. And if you throw in state, local, county, if you throw in use taxes, if you throw in fees, if you throw in licenses, how much money, how much income out of your check every day goes to government in some form or another? And they have the audacity to call you greedy. You greedy because you won't pay your fair share. And when you die, all that money you paid into Social Security goes where? Does it go to your heirs? And they take half of whatever you got left. This system's been set up by the same politicians right now condemning Trump for taking advantage of the system they set up. Nancy Pelosi showed us that she's above the law because she can get her hair done when nobody else in California can. She sat there and showed off her $35,000 refrigerator freezer and her $25 a pint ice cream when she said, let them eat ice cream. They are wealthy beyond measure because they've been fleecing this country for 50 years or more. We don't need to tax the rich. We need to stop spending so damn much, and we need to cut the size of this federal government down to the minimum. We need to get rid of the social welfare program, and any able-bodied person in this country should go to work today. We should take care of those less fortunate. We should take care of those who cannot work. We should take care of those who have a mental disability or a physical disability. And we damn sure should take care of the veterans who sacrificed limbs and well-being for our freedom. But if you're able-bodied and you're 25 years old and maybe you got a few pounds on and you can't button your pants all the way because you've been fed and not worked, well, maybe you should, skip a meal or two and go to work. I'll tell you, I'm going to end with this. I'm just about done. I'll tell you about a friend of mine. This good friend of mine, older gentleman, very wealthy. He come by my shop one day. He's passed away now, so I can tell the story, but I'm not going to say who he is. He come by my shop one day, and we was talking. He liked rebuilding old cars. We was talking about old cars and stuff. And he said, "Oh, I've got to go up to Lee Summit." He's got a bunch of apartment complexes in Lee Summit. Sells it. He calls it the Sexual 8. Sells it. He gets the Section 8 people. He says, "Oh, I've got to go up to Lee Summit and collect my payment from my whores." And I said, "What are you talking about, man?" He said, "Well, they get that Sexual 8. They just lay around making babies for the government. What does that make them?" I'll leave you with that. That old man was something else. You guys have a great day. And remember, all this crap about Trump this week and taxes, it'll be something else next week we get to talk about. Aren't you excited? Election season fun. You guys have a great day. I will catch you. Share my videos. I'll catch you on the next one in a day or two. Unless something really turns me on and gets me fired up. You have a great day.